make sure you have a strong sense of self, because if you don't know who you are and how to communicate yourself with the medium of food, then you're just a...
Opie Eats is Ellie's finest food creator. But in this video, he's actually going to be talking more about his journey and struggles in becoming a creator and his advice for aspiring creators like yourself.
What's up, you guys? I'm with...
It's your boy Opie Eats out here in the lovely city of Torrance. We're out here doing an interview, guys.
And Opie, I'm just curious to know, like, why did you start doing what you do?
Well, honestly, it's really just like not being able to find a job. Back in 2020, pandemic hit, just trying to find a job in this market was just next to impossible. And especially trying to do like a creative job like marketing, you will never find anything available. So I had to go back home, work at my dad's liquor store, and then start up my food page because I had it going for a while, but I never took it seriously. And then one thing led to another, and when you post consistently, just bloom into a full-blown career. Shout out to the pandemic for that one.
So where do you think that love for content creation came from?
I think even like when I was young, like back when I was like in middle school, creators like, you remember like Nigga Higa and Lev Jumba back in the day, like they were my inspiration. I think I always wanted to become like, something like a content creator, but I just never knew how to go into it. I didn't think I was funny enough or even like personable in that sense, but food was a nice way to ease myself into it because the focus was taken away from me and now to the food.
Who was your #1 inspiration for content creation, especially in the food space?
I know it's a cliche, but Anthony Bourdain has always been my inspiration. I remember watching him on Food Network. He didn't just always talk about food. Food was just a way to get the conversation going, but he always talked about the business itself and the people who were running the business and the people who were running this little shack all the way in Vietnam for like past 30, 40 years. I love that aspect of it because it kind of translated back to my life. You know, as a son of a family who owns a liquor store and knew what it was like growing up in that environment, it like kind of opened my eyes like, you know, oh, there are real people who are running these things. How can I showcase this aspect of the food?
What do you think is the best part of being a food creator?
So definitely the fact that when I do a video on a spot that people have been either going to, they finally see it online, it's like, oh my God, I've been going there for the past like 10 years. I can't believe I just found it online. Kind of like that aspect of people discovering spots because of those videos. And it's like, without these videos, it wouldn't highlight these businesses in the first place and connect people in that way.
What do you think is your favorite and least favorite cuisines to review and why?
For sure, my favorite cuisine to review would always definitely be an all-you-can-eat spot or a barbecue spot. I think all-you-can-eat just screams budget-friendly. So it's very easy for people to like subscribe to, or like an American barbecue spot, because like, you know, you could kind of see like, oh, this is a labor of love. You know, it took like 10 hours to make this one barbecue rib right here. The least favorite for sure, I think, would be raw fish or anything really raw. So if you like show raw chicken or raw steak or whatever, people kind of get weird about that. And I think raw sushi basically falls into that category. And so whenever I do a video on raw sushi or any kind of sushi place, it's gonna be a tough sell, but we gotta still do it.
What are the 3 pieces of advice that you would give to somebody who wants to create content in the food niche but doesn't know where to start?
The first thing is you just gotta post. You gotta post at least once a day for the next 3 months. Because if you don't know how to improve your content, or if you don't know what people are looking for, how to adjust and make it better, then you won't ever figure it out if you don't post. So it all comes back to just posting. And posting consistently allows you to get that data to help you improve yourself. The second thing I tell people is to make sure you have a strong sense of self, because if you don't know who you are and how to communicate yourself with the medium of food, then you're just another person on the street. And then lastly is a sense to ignore a lot of the hate comments, especially when it comes to food, and especially like a guy my size. You know, when it comes to food and like someone as big as me, you know, oh, bad comments, comments about the way you look, comments about how you do things, and it's gonna be bombarded to you left and right. So if you don't have the stomach for it, it's gonna be tough to keep continuing to create content. And I tell people this, like, content creation may not be for everyone. Nothing wrong with that, but at least give it a try.
How do you go about creating a great relationship with another creator?
I didn't meet my first friend till like maybe a year and a half doing this. And that's because I think people probably see my content, but they didn't know how serious I was. Because everything is about first impressions. Like, I don't know who you are until I actually really get to know you, right? You're just a random person on the street right now. But I think once you're established in the community, at least for a short while, and you've shown that, oh yeah, this guy actually makes some decent content, and I really like his stuff, like, then people start reaching out to you and people start connecting with you. You follow each other back, and then the one thing leads to another. You start talking to each other online. They're like, hey, great video right there. Like, oh, I like what you did right there. Like, oh, hey, I had a question about this. What did you do about this? And you just kind of like build rapport with people, you know? And from doing that, you can meet other folks along the way because they probably know other people. And then you have to also make sure that you yourself are well established in the community. Not only we're just friends, but we're also, in a sense, colleagues in the same industry, right? And so our respect is based on our reputation.
How long did it take you to go viral?
After, I would say, the 3rd month, and literally, like I said, 3rd month, I got my first viral hit. It was some sort of hot Cheeto burrito all the way in goddamn Downey, California. And because what I said in the video is like, oh, would you try this hot Cheeto burrito? And you're already hitting the mass audience with that. You're hitting with like, why would you put hot Cheetos in a burrito? Why would they put this nacho cheese in a burrito? Why would they do this? Why would they do that? Like, you're basically pissing people off. But because of that, it's building so much traction with your comments and views that it hit 1 million views within a day.
What are the 3 creators that you need to follow to learn more about how to create better videos?
The easy answer right there is probably Casey Neistat, but the way he breaks down videos and the way he talks about getting to one point to another, he does a really good way of visualizing and showcasing that. If you are in the food space, for example, definitely just follow your favorite food content creators, and especially look at what type of content that you're trying to achieve, because there's a lot of food bloggers that just sit in their cars and just eat food. Nothing wrong with that, but that's their style of videos. How Kev Eats is a great example of sitting in his car talking about the food and giving his honest experience. Or Keith Lee, for example, they're both in that space. Or if you're looking for more of a storytelling narrative vibe, then a Grub with Greg or LA Foodie Guy, they're both very good in terms of storytelling. Give their own experience and how they experience their time at the restaurant. Or if you're looking for more of an informative videos where you just want to get the information straight up, then they're like Nate Eats, and also like a Foodie Mob is another great example where they just get straight to the point and give you the information right up.
I'm also curious to know, how do you procure like your viral niche spots?
Definitely, you just have to look at 2 things. If the restaurant's been there for the past 30, 40 years, they're already well established in the community. They just need someone to basically put in a bite-sized video for people to like see like, oh, why would I want to go to this 40-year-old Italian deli shop in Santa Fe over there? Why would I want to go to this OG chicken spot in Los Angeles? Like, what's so cool about it? And then you kind of give the reasons. Like, they've been using the same recipe since they started. Dad's been here, is making the same like since day 1, and he hasn't stopped, and he won't give me the secret recipe.
What are your top 3 spots in LA if you are a foodie who's coming in from LA who doesn't know anything about LA?
Number 1, you have to go to Dino's Main Street in Lincoln Heights. That right there is like an LA institution. They've been there for the past 70 years. The dad, the uncle, and now the son all work there still to this very day. I see them all the time sometimes. I would say the second spot you have to go to, and I definitely, if you're looking for a good taco spot, Angel's Tacos. I know the guy Angel, he's like king of tacos in LA. Probably the best al pastor taco you can ever get. They have a location now almost everywhere in SoCal, even in the IE, for God's sakes. And like they're known for this like giant baked potato where they just like open it right in half. They add a whole bunch of cheese, the al pastor from the trompo, and then basically just layer it with like onions and then salsa right on top. The last part, say you do want to go to the Court Cafe. That one is like cool like brunch spot in like Ladera Heights, and they're known for like probably some of the best brunch I've ever had in my life. They have like deep fried lobster, deep fried like chicken. I think their breading is like a secret recipe. They have like flavored butters, so like fruity pebble butter, blueberry butter, cinnamon toast. Like this butter will put you in a food coma for sure.
What is the worst piece of advice to hear in content creation, and why?
When folks like trying to reinvent the wheel almost, and I tell people like, don't try to like, you know, overdo it. Keep it simple, keep it light.
Oh, well, Obi, thank you so much for being on this. Thank you, of course, for coming out here all the way to Torrance.
Honestly, keep eating good food, and honestly, just, you know, have a good one out there.